Supersonic flight was first achieved on October 14, 1947, when Major Charles E. Yeager of the U.S. Air Force piloted the Bell X-1, a rocket-powered research plane. After being released from a Boeing B-29 mothership, the Bell X-1 broke the sound barrier at a speed of 1,066 kilometers per hour, reaching a top speed of 1,126 kilometers per hour. This milestone opened the door for supersonic military aircraft, which became increasingly common in the following decades. The first supersonic transport was the Soviet Tupolev Tu-144, which made its first supersonic flight in June 1969 and began carrying mail between Moscow and Alma-Ata in 1975. Shortly after, the Concorde became the first supersonic passenger jet, a joint project between British and French manufacturers. It made its first transatlantic flight on September 26, 1973, and began regular service in 1976. With a cruising speed of 2,179 kilometers per hour, the Concorde redefined air travel speed until its retirement in 2003. I am grateful to you for watching my video until here. So, let's go back to the year 1954, when France and the United Kingdom signed a treaty, an official agreement between countries, to start the development of a supersonic passenger aircraft, marking the beginning of the Concorde program. By 1962, the project was estimated to cost $2.8 billion to $3.4 billion, equivalent to about $11 billion to $16 billion in today's terms. Construction of 6 prototypes began in February 1965, and the first flight took place on March 2, 1969, in Toulouse, France. Initially, the program aimed for 350 aircraft, and manufacturers received up to 100 option orders from major airlines. After years of development, the Concorde received its French Certificate of Airworthiness on October 9, 1975, followed by approval from the UK Civil Aviation Authority on December 5, 1975. Concorde's design was innovative for its time. It featured a tailless structure with a narrow fuselage, allowing seating for 92 to 128 passengers in a 4-abreast configuration. Its signature ogival delta wing and drooping nose provided both aerodynamics and improved landing visibility. Powered by 4 Rolls-Royce 593 turbojet engines with variable intake ramps and afterburners, the Concorde was capable of reaching supersonic speeds. Built primarily from aluminum, it was also the first commercial airliner to use analog fly-by-wire flight controls. With its transatlantic range and ability to cruise at twice the speed of sound, it dramatically reduced travel times. The Concorde's dimensions were equally impressive. It could carry 92 to 128 passengers, measured 202 feet 4 inches in length, had a wingspan of 84 feet, and a height of 40 feet. Its maximum takeoff weight was 185,070 kilograms. Powered by 4 Rolls-Royce 593 Mk 610 turbojets, each engine produced 31,000 lbf of thrust in dry conditions and up to 38,050 lbf with afterburners. These specifications made the Concorde an engineering marvel, capable of flying faster than the speed of sound. The Concorde officially began flying passengers on January 21, 1976, with Air France operating out of Paris and British Airways out of London. By May 24, 1976, it was crossing the Atlantic to Washington Dulles, and a year later, on October 17, 1977, it added New York JFK to its routes. Interestingly, only Air France and British Airways operated the Concorde, with each airline owning just 7 planes, making a total of only 20 Concordes ever built. Its supersonic speed was a game-changer, cutting travel times in half. However, its loud sonic booms restricted it to flying over oceans, limiting it to transoceanic routes. On February 7, 1996, the Concorde set the record for the fastest ever commercial transatlantic crossing, flying from New York to London in just 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 59 seconds. This incredible feat has never been matched by a subsonic aircraft. The fastest subsonic crossing was achieved by a British Airways Boeing 747-400, which completed the journey in 4 hours and 56 minutes, aided by strong jet streams from the North Atlantic storm Ciara. The Concorde's design was key to its speed. Its sleek, aerodynamic shape, from its body to its wings and elongated nose, minimized drag, allowing for faster flight. The aircraft also cruised at altitudes of up to 60,000 feet, where the thinner air reduced drag and fuel consumption. On the 25th of July 2000, tragedy struck when Air France Flight 4590 crashed shortly after takeoff, killing all 109 people on board and 4 on the ground. This was the only fatal incident involving the Concorde. Following the crash, commercial flights were suspended until November 2001. The last Concorde flights ended in 2003, marking the end of an era for the iconic aircraft, which had been in commercial service for 27 years. Of the 20 Concordes built, all but 2 are preserved and now on display across Europe and North America.